This is Jen, also known as Royalty in my past life. I just did an interview with Reallyfe Street Stars, and it was even better than the one I did before. Y'all have got to tune in. See ya.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life,
It ain't real life. Just say real life street stars. Know what time it is.
I need everybody to put their hands together right now. We got literal Dallas Royalty in the building. Miss Jen, formerly known as Royalty. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so good. Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Absolutely.
You know, your last interview was big. It went pretty far, so we're very thankful and blessed to have you back. You are on a new journey this go round.
Yes, ma'am.
We are talking to a new you.
Yeah.
We're happy to see it.
Just Jen now. No
Just
Royalty.
Jen. So we're not going to be disrespectful.
Or my other name is Goddess Aponi. It means butterfly in Native American. So.
Ooh.
Amazing.
So can you tell us, let's just start with your transition. Last time you were on the couch, you were Royalty. This go around, you're Jen. Can you tell us about that transition and how you went from her to who you are now?
Well, I would say it started, I mean, I always say, like, when I tell people this story, because like people ask me all the time about it, how did you start, like, your spirituality? What made you get on this new path? And it, like, my whole life, right, there's puzzle pieces that led me to a deeper understanding of everything. But I would say, like, majorly, like 4.5 years ago, I was gifted a set of, like, chakra crystals, like amethyst, rose quartz, like, you know. And
who gifted it, if you don't mind me asking?
So it was my best friend at the time. We worked together at Ecstasy, and for my birthday, yeah, she gifted me them, and I had heard about it, but I didn't exactly know what they were. So I started doing research, and like from there, it was like I just couldn't stop doing research and like learning, and like I just became so passionate because everything that I learned or read or like found out, like I was like, it resonated with me so much. I was just like, this is the truth. Like, wow. This is the truth about life. This is the truth about us, our energy, like everything. And then I started researching like Buddhism, and like, so I just said like, that's what resonates with me most. And Buddhism is not like technically a religion, because they don't believe in religion, but like their practices and stuff like that is like what really sits right and aligns with me and my spirit.
Exactly.
So yeah, like, you know, I wear my Buddha to remind me, like, you know, just peace and love and all that.
I'm curious, why do you think she gifted you that?
She was into it. Like, she was into it. And like, it's crazy because yesterday I was going through like my history 5 years ago. So like, yeah, like, and I didn't realize that I was already on my way. I guess I had forgot. I was already on my way. Like, I was really asking for it. And so I bet like whatever kind of conversation I was having or whatever I was saying, like somebody who knows. Like if someone has that gift to say like, okay, they're ready for a new piece of information or a tool, a catalyst, whatever to help ascend them, or at least help plant a seed that may like blossom and grow in the future. Like she probably saw that in me, as well as she was like passionate about all like spell work and like chakras and like stuff like metaphysical things.
Well, she saw you were ready to be unlocked. I'm ready. She's at the precipice.
Can you explain chakras to anybody who doesn't know?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my shoes off. I just
You're one with the earth.
Yeah, I'm honestly, so like I do body work now. I have my own like body work business, and like when I work on people and like their energy, I'm barefoot. So that's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. So chakras are energy centers in your body, and a lot of people think there's only 7 of them, which is like your root chakra, your sacral, there's like different, your heart, your throat, your third eye, right? That's the energy center. And then your crown is like right above your head. And but there's actually more than that. Like there's actually 9 main ones, and there's even said to like that number is actually gonna grow as like the new earth comes, which I don't exactly know what that means, but I'm learning. And I think that like for me it means that like there's a mass amount of people that are like awakening to the truth. Like that's what it all boils down to me, is like the truth behind everything.
Now, we always hear people talking about vibrations and energy, and I don't know how much knowledge or what they know about because people just like to say words that they hear and they become popular. What is a person's vibration?
So it's actually, we are all magnetic beings, like all of us. It's not a choice. We are made up of the exact same thing that the planet is made up of, and the cosmos and the stars. And we all have a frequency that is vibrating 24/7. Everything has a frequency. Everything is vibrating. Everything that is alive, every animal, the water, everything. And so there are emotions and things that resonate with different frequencies. Love is the highest frequency, and then like, you know, sadness, hate, anger, that's all low vibrational, but that's actually scientific. It's not just, now whether or not someone has a gift to actually be able to feel it or see it, that's a metaphysical thing, but it can be measured. It can literally be measured. And our feet are literally, that's why they say like grounding scientifically can make you feel peaceful, regulate your body temperature, your nervous system, because literally the earth has magnetic fields, right? Yes, right. Linear, longitude, like all of those things. And so there are animals that actually navigate using the magnetic poles of our earth. And you know, they don't have a compass, but how do they know where north is? You know what I mean? Hammerhead sharks, like how do they know how to navigate? And this is science, and it is so fucking cool. It's so cool. And like Native Americans, like they were one with the earth, one with the planet, right? Because that's what they depended on. We've lost our way because we are dependent people, codependent on our government for food, for everything. And so now like I can go days about that. But so magnetically, we are magnetic beings. There's magnetic poles. And yeah, so that's what energy, you know, has to do with is.
And that was kind of my next question, because the term low vibrational, it was going viral for a minute, but can you actually determine, or is it hard to determine when you're dealing with people if they have a low vibration or if they're on a higher vibration? Personally.
I'm so good at that. Like I have really I've worked really hard to fine tune my intuition. And this is why I decided to like get into body work. Like massages and guidance. So like I do like dating and lifestyle guidance for people, like guiding them into wherever they want to go, like the ascension of themselves, like how to stay true to themselves and stuff like that. And so I'm really good at it. Like I don't know, I just call it a gift, but everyone has that superpower of intuition, but you can work to fine tune it. Like you can build a muscle. That's something you can build.
That was definitely my next question. Like, how did you like hone those skills within yourself to be able to, like, what were some of the exercises? Was it meditation? Like, how did you get to that point?
I think everyone's journey is different. Gotcha. Like what works for them is like so unique because we are so unique. Like personally, how I helped like fine tune my own intuition was I worked on my own reflection, my own self-love. Like that's the center and the base of everything and every person. Like imagine just if everybody had a deeper knowing and like understanding of self-love, like a real true sense of self-love, like the world would be so different. And So that's where it started for me. Just with all that research, like figuring out like, I am really good at this. And it got to a point where I was at like a retreat and I was around other like people that believed in like metaphysical stuff. And, you know, it's really important to surround yourself with people that have the same ideals that can help challenge you or guide you. And I was like talking about, oh, I really want to like work on my intuition. And he was like, it's your first thought. It's your first thought. It's not your second thought. It's your first thought. Amen. So he said, let's do an exercise. He said, one of the girls, I did not know her, never met her. This is a retreat, right? She's late. What color is she going to be wearing? And I don't remember what I said, but I immediately said like purple or blue or something. That was my first thought. And so he said a color, somebody else said a color, whatever. She walked in. I was right. Somebody else was right too. She had like multiple colors, but yeah, that was just wild. And I was like, ever since, I was like, okay, first thought, boom, that's my intuition. But there are still times where I struggle knowing what is a fear-based thought, what is like a past me thought, what is something that, a conditional thought, like something I've been conditioned to believe or think, like, and sometimes like, there's actually physical things you can do to decide certain things. Like there's like a weight test with your arms. It goes really deep, but that's where it starts, is like self-love, and like your intuition is just first thought, trusting yourself. And affirmations. I wrote this affirmation on my mirror and it says, I deeply trust myself. I forgot the other one, but that was one of them. And I think just literally looking at yourself in your eyes, like when's the last time you actually stared at yourself? Like it's crazy. And just repeating those affirmations every day when I would brush my teeth. Your vibration starts to match, because your words, your brain doesn't know the difference. And that's why I'm really intentional about my words now. Like I'm one of those people that don't say good morning. I say grand rising. And like people make fun of that. But I personally am just really passionate about that, because to me, it's true. Like my brain doesn't know the difference. So I'm going to choose to say, I rather say, literally, it sounds better for me to say rise, right? And not mourn, even though they're not spelled the same, but my brain doesn't know the difference. So I'd rather just continually say rise and speak life into other people like that as well. Like, rising, like you're rising, rich rising, peaceful rising, whatever it is, versus just saying like, good morning, like, you know. And it's crazy because like my dad, who's not even like, he's not really spiritual on that level, he will text me and be like, grand rising, like. And so like, yeah, it's just waves in my life that I have seen like changing at the same time that I'm personally doing my own work as well. Everything that's connected to me is also evolving.
So when during your journey, when you say loving yourself, when you really figured out that you loved yourself, had you always loved yourself? Like,
go ahead.
Like I was gonna, like, just for an example, like this point in my life, I felt like I loved myself, but my decisions or my actions didn't show that.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, I have always loved myself to a certain extent because I'm alive. There's at least some kind of love that you have to not just be like, okay, I want to commit suicide. I feel like. I'm totally fine with having emotions right now. Just to let everyone know, if there's uncomfortability, having emotions, thanks, creates space for honesty, and like that's really what I stand on. So when I did ayahuasca for the first time, which is a plant medicine, I had like a literal funeral for myself. This was last summer. And it's like, I can go deeper into that later or whatever, but and honestly, like, I'm so glad that I'm crying right now. Only because it, like, the more that I cry openly, like, the more, like, I realize, like, I'm so fucking feminine now. It's gross. I'm such a crybaby, but, like, the fact that I'm okay with that, like, just says so much about, like, the evolution that we're talking about. Like, I can love myself through my own tears, so other people don't have a choice but to love me through that too. You know what I mean? It's like people say, like, oh, how can you expect someone to treat you better than you treat yourself type thing. But so I literally had a funeral for myself. I knew I was gonna cry. When I did ayahuasca, it was basically like an ego death. And like, I had to realize, like, before, like, my spirituality journey, like, as deep as it is, I was just in survival mode. Like, I didn't really feel like a sense of purpose other than like being a mom, but kind of getting, I don't want to say lost, because I was never one of those girls that was just super fucking lost. Like, I didn't drink, I wasn't on drugs, like, I wasn't lost like that. But I wasn't fulfilling my purpose. I wasn't happy. I wasn't peaceful. Like, you know, my body reflected it. How I treated my kids reflected it. Just irritable, quick to, you know, and that's really also what helped me, like, kickstart my journey too. Like, you know, wanting to give my kids a better life and, like, manage that area of my life better. And it all starts, you know, within yourself. So as far as, like, self-love, it's been definitely a journey. Like, now I can say, like, 100%, like, absolutely love who I am and who I am right now sitting on this couch. And I love Royalty and what she did for me to survive. Like, she was dope as fuck. She was so cool. Like, but it's just, you know, it's just time. I'm 30 now. Like, it's just time to evolve, and, like, the self-love is evolving right along with that. And I think more people need to see the correlation between what they're doing and does it reflect purpose and self-love. Like, truly, can you literally sit and stare at yourself in a mirror and tell yourself that you're beautiful and tell yourself that you love yourself and mean it?
Now, as far as loving ourselves goes, that's hard enough. But then we have the people in our life who don't understand the transition, who don't understand your growth. How hard is it to, like, separate yourself from those people?
It's not. It's actually so peaceful. Because it's just like, what feels good, do that. You know, what works for you, do that. But I feel so incredibly, like, honored that my family and the people closest to me, like, are also on a journey of, like, evolution and, like, self-love and the truth. Like, just, that's really just what I always say. Like, it's just the truth. And then I was calling in a supportive community for a long time. I just knew, like, I can't do this by myself. Like, I need people, like, I need support, you know. So do my kids. And, like, I finally found a community that would, like, had the same or similar beliefs, like, at the beginning of the year in January. And that has completely changed my life even more. So now it's like, once you've seen something, you can't unsee it. You can't go back. And it's easier to just be like, hey, like, this just isn't in alignment. Like, I'm here. I want to go here, and, like, no bad feelings, but, you know, I'm on something else. And you get so passionate when you love yourself. Like, why would you ever? Like, why would you make it difficult? Like, everything is what you make it and what you tell yourself. So if you say, like, this is going to be the worst thing ever, you know, then it'll be the worst thing ever. but it's really easy.
Do you still have friends or associated friends who may still be dancing or in the adult entertainment industry? And if so, like, do you try to like encourage them to move on, or what are those conversations like?
At the top of my head, I can't think of anybody that I'm still friends with that is actively dancing. Oh no, yes I can. What? Yes I can. Yeah, I do. But what's crazy is she's also in her own spiritual world right now, like evolving in her own way. And I think that's totally cool. Like my journey is not going to look like her journey, but like as long as like you're happy, you know, doing what you're doing, then good for you. And, you know, if I see like, I'm going to do my best to support people regardless. Like everyone needs love. People need so much love. And so, you know, I'm there to support her, but like I see that she's also evolving in her own way, which makes me really happy, obviously, because like that's what I believe in, but still she's happy, she's doing her thing. But it's like the way that you do it that's different. The energy behind it and the purpose behind it is different. A woman posting, like, I'll just use myself, for example, me posting like twerking videos or like half naked pictures or like whatever, like my energy behind that was attention. It like, and it did make me feel good, sure.
Yeah,
but like
dopamine is real.
Yeah. And especially if you're the kind of person who likes that kind of stuff. Everyone isn't like that. Some people are okay with being on the side and cool. I'm not. Now I'm totally fine, but like still back then, like I was posting like for a completely different reason. I was not obsessed, but I actually cared about my followers and like how likes and like just stupid shit. I didn't, but I did, especially when I saw like, whoa, the numbers shoot up, the attention, like it was crazy. Versus now, if I post something, if it looks sexual to somebody else, that's a reflection of them. But my energy behind it is way different. It comes from literally like just a different mindset, a goddess mindset. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but the energy is different. It's to help other women feel comfortable and make space for other women to do the same in their own way. I have a post right now on my Instagram talking about how I do not shave. I don't shave my armpits. I don't shave my legs anymore, wax, nothing. I'm hairy. I might trim it with some scissors, but not my legs. But
how long have you been on that path or that situation?
I really don't know. I want to say like about a year, maybe. So not very long, but long enough. So I made a post of like literally my hairy armpits. Like, y'all see me? Like, but I always say like that's not gonna stop anybody.
Yeah, you're going back to the 70s on us. Marsha.
Maybe they had the right idea.
I want to ask you because I read Jada Pinkett's book, and she was battling depression for 8 years. 8 years? 8 years, starting in 2016, and she was about to drive off of a cliff to kill herself. She thought about it multiple times. She didn't want her kids to see her kill herself. She wanted to look like an accident. And then her son, of course, introduced her to a guy who introduced her to the ayahuasca plant. And that changed her perception, her life, and everything, how she looked at herself going forward. So them suicidal thoughts she moved far away from. And now she's finding self-love and finding her place in this world again. What is it about the ayahuasca that, even for what you found, that helps yourself, your mental, your physical? And do you prescribe that everyone should probably be leaning towards plant-based?
Medicine. Plant-based medicine. Is that what you're asking?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So ayahuasca is the grandmother medicine of, that's just what they call it, indigenous like tribes and cultures. They call it the grandmother medicine. Grandfather medicine is San Pedro, I believe. And she is going to grandma the hell out of you. When you drink this sacrament, she's going to grandmother you. Like, it might be some scolding, it might be some hard truths, but it's all a reflection of your own awareness, your own thoughts, what's already inside of you. And ayahuasca just brings it into your forefront, right? Everyone's journey is different. I did 3 days, 3 times, and every single day was different.
Wow.
I'm not a doctor, but I absolutely 1000% recommend that everyone, at the very least, do some research about ayahuasca, because it's life-changing.
I have to ask you, because again, the journey that you've taken and where you're at now, I want to kind of walk through this journey with you. And as you mentioned, of course, for the fans that know from you or from our last interview, that you were a prolific dancer at Ecstasy. You were one of the largest entities that probably danced in the city. At that time, did you ever either take or were given any psychedelic drugs back then? Any type of LSDs, ecstasy, anything of that nature, because even sometimes those drugs will take you on a journey that you be like, wow, I'm touching something, but I don't quite understand what I'm doing or where I'm at.
Right. Again, it's the energy behind it. It was all recreational. The first time I've ever did plant medicine, like mushrooms, ayahuasca, bufo, combo. I can explain that too if you guys want to know what that is. Okay. It was ceremonial.
Wow.
There's a difference between the intention you put behind it, the energy behind it. Like, plant medicine deserves respect. That's a sacrament from our earth. That was a gift from our universe, from God, whatever, for us to indulge in and connect with the roots of our entire existence. Mycelium is the network of fungi that mushrooms grow from. Mushrooms are the fruit of the mycelium fungi network. And there's a show on Netflix I highly recommend to everybody. It's called Fantastic Fungi, like fungus, not fun guy, but fungus. And in that, he talks about how with the mycelium network, trees actually can identify their kin, their children, their mother. Like, what? That's crazy. And that's science. And they can send nutrients to other trees through the mycelium network. We're talking about plants. Like, how the fuck does it just be like, oh, you're sick, you need some love, someone came and chopped off your limbs, let me help you out? How? That's wild to me. And that right there. And then also in that show, he speaks about how the ice age, right? Like, how did life happen after the ice age? Everything was frozen, everything was dead. Like, how did it just all of a sudden come back? Because the mycelium network under the ice brought back life on Earth. And so it's like when we actually are eating from our planet, not lab grown, and other sacraments like bufo combo, those are also plant medicines. Even marijuana, dude, there's different, I'm sure if you talk to a real Jamaican or something about the difference between homegrown off the earth versus indoor or lab grown or hybrid and all that, there is a difference. And so when we are eating mushrooms or taking a part of it, it deserves our respect, because it's literally connecting us to the beginning of time, because mycelium has existed from the beginning of time. So you're literally it's crazy to me, and it's so beautiful. So that's why that's my point about plant medicine and why it's important to do it in a ceremonial space. I don't do mushrooms recreationally. I've been asked, recently, do you do mushrooms? And then mixing it with alcohol, you're disrespecting the medicine. You know, I disagree with that. Before, when I was stripping, when I was dancing, I've done like Molly a few times. I wouldn't really do ecstasy because I was like, I'm not gonna say never. I just don't really remember. Other than that, no, I've never done like LSD or like anything like that. Yeah.
I was just going to ask because often I have people that be like, would you want a microdose? And I'm like, I don't know if that's a journey I'm prepared to go on because I don't understand it. And I feel like what you're indulging in is something that you don't even understand. And, you know, that can take you to a place where you can't come back from because there's individuals I know individuals who've done that thing. And it'd be hard to get their mind back. So, like, what is your advice to people who just do that recreationally?
Well, if you ask me, I don't want my mind to come back. Like, no, because that uncomfortable space there's growth in there. And I always say, like, the only way is through the hard shit, through all of that, not around, not under. Like, you can't pretend it doesn't exist. So personally, I'm like, I guess it just depends as well. Like, I think, yeah, because I can kind of understand what you mean as far as like people don't get their mind doesn't come back, but like, were they mixing the drug? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what was their intention behind, you know, and then what was their experience on, right? Because every time you take plant medicine, it's never the same, never. I always say, like, plant medicine is going to give you what you need, not necessarily what you want.
Yeah.
But as far, what was the second part of that question? Sorry.
Oh, no, just basically.
Recreationally.
Right.
Yeah, no. I mean, there are people that can function, do it recreationally and like have a gathering, like, you know, in a party setting or like a festival setting. Like, that's your business. You know, I do whatever you want. When I do mushrooms, I feel like I want to cuddle up in a ball and like just chill. Like,
Chill.
I think it depends on the dose as well. Microdosing is a completely different story. Mushrooms have so many benefits, even non-psychedelic ones, reishi, lion's mane. They're so beneficial. But if you feel called, like, that's what it's, when you feel called, when you feel curious, that's a calling. Like, what you're seeking is seeking you. And I would encourage people to reasonably explore that in a safe environment. Do your research first, like, and then, yeah, there is a really good podcast. His name is Andrew Huberman, and he discusses, like, on a scientific level, a lot of plant medicines. That's worth looking into. He has one about psychedelics, about ayahuasca.
Definitely. Man, it's just such a wealth of knowledge that you have. In regards to the mycelium network, you said the show was called Fantastic Fungus?
Fungi. Yeah, it was on Netflix.
Yeah, it may not be. Have you seen The Last of Us?
No.
The show on HBO? Mm-mm. It's funny because that show in itself talks about the fungi and the connection of, you know, roots. But I'm curious, before this journey that you're on now, when you were, let's say, early in your 20s and you were dancing, what denomination were you? Like, what in spirituality? Like, what did you seek, or did you have any denomination that you like? Catholic, Baptist? Like, what were you back then in those days?
I was a get money motherfucker. Like,
Get money motherfucker. Did you go to church back then at all? Like, even as a child?
Yes, yeah. And I'm so thankful for what that space taught me, because it taught me soul. It taught me spirituality. But there were some things I just didn't agree with, like the father figure, God person, like condemning like babies if they weren't baptized, like to hell, and like just weird to me, just
little things
that didn't make sense. And so when I started doing research about spirituality and like how that is even connected to the Bible, and how the Bible is like true text, it's just about interpretation and like how they rewrite it or, you know, interpret it. And then share that message. You don't have to read it the same. But yeah, I was like in church camp, and like I'm so thankful for like when I was a teenager, like just kind of rebellious, like for that church family that I had. Like there was one time I remember I thought I was pregnant. Like they were just there for me. Like they showed me true love. Like, and I've had also the opposite end experiences with like Christians and stuff. Like my son was trying to join a Boy Scout troop, and they were like, you know, if you're not secular Christian, you can't join us.
Oh, damn.
And I was just like,
That's why.
everyone is human. Everyone has a heart. Like, what is this? And it was disappointing. And I actually emailed, like, it was an email, and I emailed them, and I'm like, what do you expect me to tell my son? You know what I'm saying? We're not Christian. We can't. Is that really a reflection of what you believe in your church? I'm just confused by that. Like, it was really disappointing.
Oh, man.
But, you know, there is so many sides to everybody and everything. Like, it just, you know.
Have you ever had like a Christian or someone outside of what the space you're in try to tell you, oh, what you believe in is wrong?
On Instagram all the fucking time. But like they always, I don't even want to say always, because I think by now a lot of people but there are sometimes people like saying like, find Jesus, you know, that's their favorite thing to say. Find Jesus.
Right.
Or whatever. But honestly, no, like as far as like my family, like no, because I mean, and it wouldn't matter. Like it wouldn't matter. And I'm so thankful that I don't have family members like trying to convince me of something that I don't believe in.
So even like you said, you know, you was a get money motherfucker back then. Did you even seek religion, or did you have religion? Did you think religion like religiously back then?
I loved with my heart. I did. And like, I talk about that. When I was looking at all my stuff, all my memories on Instagram, like I always told myself, like, I don't belong here in the strip club. Like, I don't feel like I belong here. I would sit there and literally like counsel people, like talk to them about their problems and like actually care about strangers and what they were going through and try to advise them, or like, I was always so huge on showing everyone genuine love. Like,
you mean the customers or like other dancers?
It would. Okay, that's what I wanted to show. Like that was the base layer, but I had to cover that up with layers of hardness and getting money. And even when it's not something I cared about, I would sit there and not get paid to talk to these men. Like the girls, that I felt like that was kind of, they weren't a lost cause, but that was not in my head. I wasn't thinking only if we can just be friends. No. It was mainly about like, I guess the men and stuff. And like, that's where I used to really think that like somebody was gonna like see my genuine heart, like somebody I sold pussy to, real shit. They were just gonna be like, she's so genuine, like even though she like charged me, like, you know, like she doesn't belong there, like she doesn't belong here. Let me save her, and they didn't. But I really thought they would. I thought really somebody was gonna see me, because I wouldn't just be hard. I wasn't hard. Like I was still, and it would depend. There's so much to it. It would depend on the situation. Was I more in my masculine, more in my feminine? But like I have always wanted to be a soft feminine woman, because I'm a crybaby. Like I just, you know, I'm just a soft woman, but I just couldn't be that person back then. But I would still show it in the way I knew how, especially if it was like one-on-one. Like I feel pride in the fact that like I show genuine love to like some of these people who are famous and athletes, and who like, you know, I wasn't out to just rob them, or like, you know, I've had situations where they've trusted me like doing certain things even though they didn't know me, and like I just thought somebody was gonna save me in the process. But somebody did save me.
There you go.
So are you single now?
Yes.
Okay. So I can only imagine what well, I don't have to imagine, but what dating was like when you were dancing. Now that you're on a different path, what does dating or seeking a companionship look like for you now?
Wow. So I'll say like not trying. There's no such thing as trying. Finding partnership and relationships with where I'm at, with the awareness that I have, it has like its easiness, and it also has its challenges. Like it's sometimes easy to like decipher, like, okay, you want some bullshit. And then sometimes it's challenging because I'm aware of how this person is making me feel because of an old pattern or something. And I have to face myself, and I can't blame them for going off on them or something like that. Or I can't, like, why am I feeling triggered? Like, it's a huge, when you're finding partnership, it's a huge mirror. Like, it's a huge mirror, and it's a look at yourself. Like, why do I feel triggered about this? Why do I feel jealous? Like, it all is an invitation for you to turn inward and explore what those feelings. And the same thing with parenting. Parenting is gonna like, it's just gonna show you things about yourself. So I don't know. I mean, sometimes I definitely see and feel like old habits and cycles coming through. Also, being just aware of what those are and what I'm doing to manifest them. But I have more peace now. Like, I don't feel as bitter. Like, I used to be so bitter and mad at the masculine. Like, God. And I was done wrong, though. I was. But still, like, my idea about the masculine now, like, I think all men are gods. All women are goddesses. And, like, I do my best to, like, reflect that knowing. So how I come off, how I treat men is so different now. Like, I enjoy being giving and, like, that feminine woman. Like, back then, like, I felt like, well, which I still agree with. Like, if, you know how men, like, okay, they want you to stay down for them while they sell drugs, but they're not willing to stay down for you while you have to do what you have to do. And, like, I just didn't agree with that at all. And I still don't, like, agree with that idealism. But I can understand why, so, like, a man wouldn't want his woman to be a stripper. Like, you know, what is the reason behind it, right? Like, are you doing it for fun? Like, yeah, why? Yeah, so I don't know. It has its challenges, but.
Do you feel like your past is going to keep you from something that you're supposed to have, or someone that you just feel like you're supposed to have?
A certain someone?
Anybody, well, anything.
Fuck no.
Does your past matter? Should it matter?
Absolutely. Matters in the way that it was a stepping stone to where I'm at now. Everything that we go through, every stoplight we don't make has purpose. Every single tiny fucking thing, there's no such thing as coincidence, but it leads us to where we're at. I had to go through what I went through. What did I say earlier? The only way is through.
Right.
How would I have this awareness now if I didn't go through that? If I wasn't that person, if everything was not exactly the same, I wouldn't. And I would do it all over again. I had some fun ass times. I met some dope people. I got to hang out with the biggest celebrity. Like, it was memories. It was cool. Like, for what it was cool. I would do it again, but do I want to do it now? No. And when I decided to stop dancing, it's funny because the universe tested my ass. A really big celebrity hit me up in my DM and wanted to fly me out. And I was like, motherfucker.
Who was it?
Really?
Yeah. Was it an NFL player?
No, it was a huge rapper from our time, from now time, like. But hey,
which leads me to my next question, because, you know, when you're in the game, you wield a certain amount of power, and when you get out the game, that power is just gone. And while it may be peaceful, do you miss that power?
What power are you like? Can you clarify? In your
Like-
opinion, like what do you mean?
So, drug dealing. When you deal drugs, that comes with a certain amount of power.
In what
Women
way?
are gonna,
What power though? Money?
money,
Okay, like respect.
influence. People are willing to do what a feeling. It's like right. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Like basically, the control you have over other people because you have something they want, and you trade that for peace. But do you ever miss that?
I'm so much more powerful now than I've ever been.
Amen.
Because my power is not attached to what I can or can't give you. It comes from within. Like you, there's no way. And if you don't see it or recognize it, I'm not even mad at you. Because what you think of me is only a reflection of you. So really all you're doing is telling on yourself. You hating on me or thinking I'm a certain way, like, oh, you're fake spiritual, whatever. Like, all you're doing is telling me about you. And frankly, you need more love. Like,
Right.
I will hug you. You can literally be like, I want to fight you, bitch. I will fucking hug you. You will be like, wow, she's so cool. I will make you love me because I'm a reflection of you. Like, and it's easier said than done. Like in the moment, it takes real work and self-awareness to be like, don't pop off or whatever the situation. But my power now, shit. You're crazy. Like that was not power. That was confusion. That was falseness. That was fear. Fear can feel like power. When we think about our government gets power by making us all fearful. I want you to be inspired. I want you to feel like, man, I want to learn. Like that's power. Like how can I influence you to be a better you? Like without me? How can I make you better just by existing? Just by meeting you, eye contact, I blessed your fucking life. Like, and I truly believe that, like, in a humble way. Like, I don't just go around telling people that, but you're fucking right.
Now, I have to ask because, you were blessed yourself as far as, with a body that, said I can make money off of this and go dance. For a young lady right now who, let's say, herself is blessed with a body where, technically in the world we live in 2023, someone will try to put her in a strip club and you go make money easily just by standing there. What would you tell a young lady now as far as if a woman you seen was voluptuous, a pretty, you know what sells. You're like, whoa, you should be somewhere making it easy versus struggling. Let's say, maybe she doesn't have a high IQ or education. She maybe dropped out of school and this is her only option is to probably go dance. What would you tell with the mindset you have now, someone that probably could make a lot of money if they go do that? Would you tell them to maybe still go seek the, because it was your journey as well?
I think everyone should do what's best for them.
Hey.
Everybody in a relationship, as a parent, as a child, like I think people should ask themselves what's best for me. What do I want? Like, I can't say what's right for you. Like I can advise you if you ask me to, because that's part of my human design and my purpose on this planet is to be recognized in my gift, to lead people and guide them. But
would you sway them away or sway them to? I'm just curious.
I would not recommend somebody going into the club or the scene at all, the nightlife, the game, none of it. But again, what is your intention? What is your purpose behind it? Because if you're a spiritual woman and you need money and you say like, I want to try to find a sugar daddy that I don't have to have sex with and that I go out on dates with, but like my heart's in the right place. I'm struggling and like, I just feel like I can't judge that. Like if you're leading with your heart at all times, you can't go wrong. I don't give a fuck what it is. And if you're leading with your heart, naked on the stage, do your thing, but like just be careful. It's a slippery slope.
So Jen, I have to ask, did you, when you got into the game, did you have an out? Did you like at that time say, I'm going to do this until this, or until I make this, or until I get to this age? Or did you have an out mentally, like this is where I'm going to cut it off?
I also just want to say this about what you just said before.
Oh, please.
I know people think that you just stand in the strip club and make money. My experience was not like that.
Yeah, I was laying it easy, like very easy on how it really is.
Yeah, I think, but on some real shit, I think people don't understand, like, we had our own struggles in there. Oversaturation, out of town girls, like drama, like there were absolutely nights where I did not make my 1,000, 1,500 in a night. There were nights in there when it was dead. There were nights in there when nobody wanted me. You
had customers, though, I'm assuming, that you knew were coming.
No.
You never had like a 3 or 4 that you knew were coming?
No.
Every day?
I was not.
You know, once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks,
No.
I'm going to come up when
so
this guy comes in and...
Girls have that. And I'm like, it's crazy because I was never one of them girls. Like, I would have people I knew in there that would fuck with me and get a dance, some dances, but they would also fuck with other girls. I am not a this is my customer type of bitch. I would try to be that. You know how it is. And it just didn't work out for me for some reason. Like, I guess because I'm just not an actor. I'm not fake. Like, I don't know. That's what I always said.
That's exactly what it was.
So it's like... that's why I didn't belong there, because I wasn't willing to play the role and do the stuff. And I made money. Like, I made more money from sorry, my mic. I made more money from celebrities and shit that would come up there though, like for whatever reason. But like on regular days, I don't know. I'm not gonna say never, but like some days it was hard. Some days it was struggle.
So to the question I just asked, as far as did you have an out?
Okay. Was
one of your outs, as you just mentioned it, did you expect for one of those guys that you were going to be real to actually save you? Like,
I already said that.
Yeah, I know
that.
Yeah, so I want to ask, was there someone that you're like, if I just work, if this guy may save me, but like you say, no one ever did, but was that your out? Like you go there every night, someone's going to save me from this.
I really thought if I continue to put myself out there and be cool and be genuine and not be all about money to men, like not charge them sometimes, or like not be like asking for money like sometimes, like, and let me tell you, like, that didn't work. Like, I really thought like, okay, I just won't ask. And they'll be like, damn, she didn't even ask. Boom, I'm gonna really bless her. Fuck no. One time, I think I talked about this in the other interview. I don't remember, but one time, I found a guy's wallet it was only hundreds and it was fat as fuck. God. He was nowhere around. What did I do? I gave him back his bitch ass wallet. What did he do? Nothing. Wow. He didn't be like, thank you, here's $100. And then he proceeded to throw all his money on somebody else.
Oh, wow.
Bro. And I'm like, I would do it again. That's the right thing to do. Like, you have integrity or you don't. But it's just like, damn, like, and even now, that kind of goes into like where I'm at now. Like last year, I got in a car wreck. Oh. Long story short, I pulled over to help a stranger on the highway. And I pulled these big ass like chemical totes out of the way. And I'm waiting on the guy to reverse his car because he's by himself. And I'm like, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to help him load these onto his fucking like trailer, but I'm going to try, like, because it's just him and he can't do it. So maybe like somehow we can do it together. Wow. It's cold. I'm in shorts. So I get in my car. I'm like, I'm going to wait in my car because it's warm while you reverse your truck, and then I'll try to help you. As I'm sitting in my car, I get rear-ended from somebody going 70 miles an hour. My car was just paid off. He's lying, saying I didn't help him. She is, fighting with State Farm about it. I still don't have a car. My life was turned upside down because like physically I wasn't active. I'm still in pain sometimes. Like all because I wanted to be a good fucking person. And it's just like in that situation, in this situation, you know how they say like no good deed
Goes unpunished.
But it's like, it just makes me so sad because it's like, it shouldn't be like that.
How does that not dim your light? Because I deal with similar stuff like that. And you help people, and it's like nothing, and then to your own detriment, it makes you cold.
Yeah, well, it's a choice.
Yeah,
it doesn't make you anything, but I can respect that. But you have to choose different. Because if she wouldn't have hit me, she would have hit him, and she could have died. He could have died. So if I'm gonna be the middleman in that situation, fine.
That's deep because I didn't even think about that. She could have hit him and killed him.
And it's just like, I've struggled with anger, and how are you gonna say that I didn't fucking help you? Like the audacity, all because, but it's like the universe knows. I don't give a fuck about Ben and Jerry. The universe knows. God.
Why did he say you didn't help him? Like what benefit did he have to say, hey, she wasn't helping me?
So he wasn't held liable.
Oh.
Because it was a company thing.
Wow.
And it's like, mind you, that's still not resolved. Yeah.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I would.
Don't get out and help no strangers. That's super dangerous.
I know my dad was
help another way.
My dad was pissed. But that's the hard part. It's like, am I going to, if I see someone on the side of the road, am I going to help them again? I don't know.
I mean,
I'm going to be smarter about it. I'm going to be recording the whole thing. I'm going to make sure, luckily the kids weren't in the car, but
the fact the fact that a grown ass man,
it's really sad.
You hop out as you come, you need some help. I'd be like, no, baby, I'm good. You just get back in your car. It's cold. Get back in your car. Get out of here.
Pick up these barrels.
Help me with these barrels.
Well, he didn't.
He didn't. He allowed you to help instead of be like, no, I'm good. Somebody's coming.
But that's what he's saying. He did. He's saying that he told me no, and I got back in my car, and that's when I was hit. I'm just like, karma's a bitch. Like, obviously, like, I'm praying, like, I hope this settlement comes through. I hope the truth reveals itself. All I can do, like, there's no point in really stressing over what you can't control. Like,
correct.
You can be mad and, please be mad. Like, scream, cry. Like, honor those feelings. They're valid. Yeah. But let them go. You know what I mean? Like, and so where I'm at now is just like, I'm putting the work in. The universe is like, are you worthy of what you're asking for? Yeah. Are you willing to work, or are you just gonna ask? Like, you just gonna sit there and ask, or are you gonna actually do something? And I'm doing shit. I'm doing a lot of shit. And it's hard.
Yeah, I like what you said earlier. There is no try. It's either do or do not.
Yeah.
And there you go. Now, you said you found a group in January. Who is this group? What they got a name? They got a location?
Yeah, so it's called, now it's called something different, but it's Ecstatic Dance Dallas. Now they're called the Dallas Movement Collective. And so ecstatic dance is a practice of like free movement, flowy, like there's no choreography, there's no talking. It's a sober space, and it's a barefoot or dance shoe or sock.
No
space.
Talking, barefoot, dance movements.
Yeah. Wow. And you literally move there's a DJ or music playing, depending on, this keeps getting stuck. And you move however you want. And it's a way to meditate. It's like movement meditation, since you're not interacting with talking to anyone or being distracted. You can dive deep into your body. How do I actually feel? How do I actually want to move right now? Without having, somewhere to go or something to do, or, and then you're feeling energy, you're feeling your own energy, everyone else's energy, the song's energy. And in that space, you know, they always say, like, when you're moving, because we can hold emotions in our muscles and in our bodies, and when we move it and shake it out or dance it out or whatever, like, emotions can come up. And so in that space, people cry, they scream, they stomp, they yell, they
It's
whistle,
supposed to be quiet, though.
noise is not words.
No talking, but yes, crying,
But
screaming.
do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah.
Wow.
And nobody's going to come over and be like, oh my God, are you okay? Because you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed.
That's real.
You can process and have your time to do whatever you want, because everyone's here going through their own thing, and we're going to show unconditional love regardless. And so it's like, the first time I went there, like, it changed my life, and they're now my friends. Like, they're now supporters, and they're really special people. And it's a really special practice that I'm so passionate about, because as we move, we're sending out prayers to the earth and everybody else about love, and it's okay to be yourself. And it just, the energy is so high vibrational, because we're like leading with our heart by honoring our intuition and doing whatever we want.
So are you able to go back into a scene like Ecstasy now? And if you do, what is your thought process when you walk into that scene, let's say today?
So it's funny, because I literally drove by Ecstasy like 2 days ago, and I was like, oh shit, they painted it.
Oh,
it's purple.
Oh shit. Okay.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that. Yeah, okay. Tell me something.
Yeah, so I haven't been in so long. I've been invited. I have been back.
Okay.
And it's cool, because I'll say, like, hey to people.
You've been back as just a patron.
Customer,
yeah, just to, okay.
Yeah, and I it's cool, because like I'll say hey, you know, to people who work there, whether it's like bouncer or like girls, and you know, just say hey.
Anybody still working there that was there? Of course, but a lot of them.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Definitely.
No retirement plan.
Yeah. As far as I know, like, at least a few of them, I've just seen random things or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's not somewhere I want to go. Like, I don't think, let me go to Ecstasy. I just
been there, done that.
But I've been to strip clubs like in Atlanta, but in a strip club period, I'm just kind of just like, sit down, talk to me. Like, how's your heart?
Amazing. You know, honestly, it's funny because I do feel like patrons that go to Ecstasy that do have a lot of money or trying to, you know, get away from the home life, whatever struggles they have at work. What you're talking about is what they really want. Mm-hmm. I think you might have went about it the wrong way without saying, hey, give me at the end of that conversation. But
exactly.
but you did the right thing by just opening up, like just having a heart to heart conversation in the middle of this big ass club. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's what they're leaning towards. Now, I do want to ask, because I know you can't mention the big high end rapper that, of course, wanted to fly you out as you were retiring.
I mean, I could. I'm just not going to.
Okay. But you also did mention that there was other celebrities that used to come through, and, you know, really, can you at least give one example of a celebrity that came through and just really made your day? Let's just say, That's
a good way to try to trick someone out of.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, real life street house.
Well, he wasn't in Ecstasy, but one celebrity that I really enjoyed meeting and that was really genuine was Fabulous.
Oh, I can see that.
He was really cool. Like, and I remember that situation. I won't say her name, but there was somebody else who was also big at the time. And like, she was there, and like, for some reason, I guess like him and I just had cool energy. It wasn't sexual on any level, but I guess in that situation, her mindset was different, right? She like wanted that lick or whatever. And like, he basically chose me, but not like that. That's the thing. Like, it wasn't like that. Like, we were just kicking it, like chilling, and like
who I want around in my company, basically.
Yeah, I guess. And like, when I went to the bathroom, like, I guess she was talking shit, and I probably like, he was probably like, because they told me about it afterwards, and she made herself look like silly, and I'm just like, yeah, he was really polite, super cool.
There
Yeah,
you go.
Fabulous was really cool.
Now it's funny, girls will do that, man. The moment you walk away, they'll make up a whole fabricated story just so they they will do that. I've seen it, I've heard about it. I'm sure women can vouch. God damn it.
Yeah.
How come you never left like Dallas to go to like Vegas, Atlanta, Miami to work out there like for an extended amount of time? Back in those days to like really get to like not saying Dallas have a bag. Dallas has a bag.
Dallas has one of the biggest
Yeah,
bags.
Dallas has one of the biggest bags, especially when, like you said, when other girls aren't coming into Dallas to, y'all run the city. But how come you never left to like, let me do Vegas, let me do maybe a small town, let me go to Rhode Island and run it up or something?
Fuck?
Hey.
If I'm on the Rhode Island,
Don't
I'm
knock
going
Rhode
to
Island.
Odessa.
Right? I said, don't knock Odessa. I mean, there are some smaller towns where you could really run it up. How come
wouldn't
you
know.
never chose to? I know, of course, children and things like that.
Yeah, so my children, and then I didn't want to, I didn't think of it as like my career. Like, let me invest everything into this. Like, and as far as you asked me earlier about the out or whatever, I did not have a fucking plan. Like, I didn't save my money responsibly. I didn't spend it responsibly. I was silly. I was irresponsible. I mean, I just did whatever the fuck I wanted. Yeah, and like I've had to learn making regular money now, or entrepreneur money, whatever. Like might have to keep a budget. So when I quit, I didn't have no plan. I didn't have a single plan. And it's crazy because I quit right before COVID happened, before anyone knew about COVID. Like that was confirmation for the universe for me. Like, really trust yourself, because I would have had to quit anyway. And I had just started, like when I left, I had just started doing the, because I had never did like the Snapchat shit or like OnlyFans until I was about to quit. And then when I quit. So really, and when I first started doing OnlyFans, I was making bread. I mean, like my first, not as much as some of these girls, but I think my first month, I mean, I feel like if I remember correctly, it was like 30 grand, 50 grand, something like that. That was a long time ago. It's not the same, I'll tell you that. I just recently took my OnlyFans out of my bio. Let's clap at that. Thank you.
R.I.P.
I still have it. I just don't promote it at all in any space. I don't make videos and yeah. But there are some photo shoots and shit that I don't mind sharing.
How much money you think you've touched in your lifetime?
This is uncomfortable.
The reason I asked this is because I asked a young lady this, and she was like, had to be $1 million. And I'm like, fuck.
You finna be like, fuck. So on OnlyFans alone, I've made over $250,000 in like 3 years, 4 years maybe. And like I had to really be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what do you have to show for that? You don't own a house. Like, I had a car, but I can't even get into a new one. I can't even afford to get into a new one right now. It's like, what the fuck was I doing? It's all a learning process, though.
Yeah, definitely. And that was the power I was talking about. Because $250,000.
If I had to trade what you are calling power for money, like, and what the power I feel now for like the money, I would.
No. And don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about the money. The ability to, that is what you made in that 3-month span is more than, like, motherfuckers is really, really educated, really, really trying, and nigga, they will never touch that. I apologize. But it's just real life. They'll never touch that. They'll never see that. And they really feel like they deserve. That's when you have access to a plane of existence where you can just make something just because you're you. But like you said, now you wouldn't.
And I'm
not saying you should.
I still have that power now, but it's gonna take a little bit more work.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Knowing what you know now, if you were able to redo that and have $250,000,
oh God,
in 3 years, what would you like probably invest in or put towards or do with that kind of bread?
I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. I think that, because I'm still learning, but I think that like I would really appreciate the knowledge of financial literacy. I feel like even now I could still use like some financial literacy, knowledge.
Would you let a man manage your money?
Would I let a man?
Would you let a man manage your money and carry you through?
What do you mean carry me through? Like pay my bills for me?
Yeah, like he says, let me manage this for you, give it to me.
I've had people ask that a lot of times.
Right. Would you do that now? Like
now?
Now, would you let a man manage your money?
Like right now or like
right now. Like money comes into your hands right now, $250K. Like you said, people will say, hey, let me do this for you. Would you let a man say, hey, I got you?
A random ass man?
Not a random man, someone you actually trust in.
Well, fuck yeah. If I trusted him, like, it would be different if I had a partner, right? Like if I had a partner and he had knowledge that I didn't, like, absolutely. I would be, like, why am I in this relationship if I can't trust you on that level? Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It might change his thoughts.
I may not like give the whole thing like a dummy or nothing, but like, yeah, like please teach me what you know. Like
if DJ Envy said, no, I'm not gonna take that.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
I'm not gonna take it.
It's a hard no.
I'm not gonna take it. So
y'all out of line.
With that being said,
do you have any shout outs?
Do I have any shout outs? My kiddos.
Amen.
You know what my daughter told me? She's grown as hell, by the way. She's 12. She's fucking grown. She just spent 3 months overseas in England, okay, with my family. Right.
That's awesome.
That's so cool, right? She said, Mommy, if we get brought up somehow, just say good things. I'm like, of course I will.
she called your mom? She said, Mommy said.
She was only there for... Bro, y'all are funny, dude. Yeah, so definitely shout out to my kiddos, to my family. Man, shout out to everybody who fucking has supported me, like from that to this, like, and is still like just supporting me in ways that I don't even know about. If you're in your head thinking like, she's cool, or if I inspire, like whatever it is, a share, a like, a comment, sending something to your friend, or even if you did something, like you saw me post about like plant medicine and you went and did your own fucking research, like shout out to you. Like, I love y'all.
Amen.
I love y'all. And shout out to y'all.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to Reallyfe Street Starz. Thank you for having me 100%. And my Ecstatic Dance Dallas, my Dallas Movement Collective family. Y'all have changed my life and I love you dearly.
And for anybody who want to get in contact with you for any of the services you may offer. Like,
yes! We didn't even talk about my businesses.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it right now. Yeah.
Y'all, okay, so I'm like an herbalist. I sell organic herbal blends, like for tea or for baths. I have a smokable blend that's like 100% legal and safe to smoke. Did you know you can smoke sage? You can smoke sage, chamomile, rose petals. You may have knew that. Did you know that, girl? So I have a peppermint. You can smoke peppermint. So like, yeah. So I have a blend that I like to mix with some other things. It's really nice. But anyway, I sell like tea for like now it's fall immunity. I sell like crystal jewelry. Crystal tea infusers. The Instagram handle to that is, what is it? royalrealm.royalty. Royalty. Okay, let's talk about the transmutation in the word royalty, y'all. Because this was my first registered business since I danced. My dancer name is Royalty. My business name is Royalty, TEA.
Oh, wow.
And guess whose idea that was? My kids.
They're smart.
That was such a genius thing. And so I do that. This headpiece, that's my business.
Oh, wow. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Call it a head crown. So I sell like jewelry like this. Yeah, tea, all kinds of shit. I also do body work. So I have good hands. I have been booked by NFL players. I've been flown out to New Orleans already. And like, I just started this like this year. I just feel so honored. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I used to like, that was really special. Like when an NFL player wanted to book me for my work, and then when I went and it was no funny shit, I was like, that was really dope. Yeah. That made me feel really good.
Especially to be respected for your craft. For sure.
Exactly. And like he was a gentleman, so I really appreciate him for that. But also like just like I don't have to offer sex or sell sex to be recognized, to be respected, to be desired even. Like, you know, even today, like even in every situation, I'm just like, I used to think I had to dress a certain way or do certain things, but now I'm like, what do I want? And then going with that, and it's like, that energy is just so different. I also do life guidance for people, but they have to ask me. I don't really promote that, but I'm really passionate about it. Like giving people resources, having conversations with them about their life. Like, it's kind of like this.
Now, with that, you know, people have heavy things going on in their life.
Yeah.
How do you shoulder that? Like when someone brings to you, you know, someone coming to you, because when they're looking for that type of instruction, they probably need you daily, maybe. On some instances, they need somebody to talk to or somebody to hear what they're going through. How do you shoulder that?
I would love to be there for somebody, like, and for them to see me to be that somebody. Like, you know, if they see me and like that's what they want and I'm willing to offer that service, like I'm honored. Like it's not just I'm going to learn something as well. And like, you know, I got to stay grounded in my own practices, meditations, yoga, reading, journaling. I took a nap outside naked on my hammock earlier. Like, that's just me.
Yeah, that's dope. You have a hammock. Fuck. We just want to thank you for...
Right, that's what he was thinking.
Nah, I'm a hammock. I'm shit. Have you ever laid in a hammock?
Not naked.
Nah, I wish, bro. I wish my life was as such as I could lay in a hammock naked.
Why can it not be?
Why can't it not be?
Because I'm still trying to wield power that's of darkness. I'm trying to wield the dark power. But I'm working on myself.
Work in progress.
But we would like to thank you so much for coming and being vulnerable with us.
I have something I want to tell you really quickly.
Okay.
I saw the way you looked at me.
I'm all ears.
As dark as it is as light as it is. For every equal, there's an equal opposite to everything. As deep as you feel pain and darkness is, you can absolutely feel the equal opposite of that.
That's deep.
It's already there.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I know.
And with that being said, we just want to thank you so much for coming on here and talking to us. You had a wealth of knowledge. It was very informative. I'm going to be doing some of my own research. And here's the best part. Formerly royalty, now Jen.
Yes.
You are and still a real life street star.